Hello again everyone. I've just got my zoom camera out this evening at sunset and we're going to take a look at Jupiter and Saturn and the conjunction that makes up the Bethlehem star, and you'll see how they're getting closer and closer together as the days pass. By the 21st, that's what will form the Bethlehem star. And we're also going to look at Mars, which is glowing red at the moment. It's very bright, and they're the first three stars you'll see as it starts to get dark. So without any further ado, let's take a look. So there's Mars, guys. Glowing quite red, as you can see. So I've just zoomed back out. I'll zoom back in. See if we can capture it again. Very hard to pick up on camera, but there it is. That's Mars. Now, with the camera, it looks like it's a bit brighter than it is to the naked eye. It's actually quite a lot brighter, but to the naked eye from Earth, it's kind of like an orangey red, and it's glowing quite bright because you can't see any other stars yet. So that's Mars, guys. That's looking high up in the east, and it's after sun. It's about half an hour after sunset. Hey guys, I just want to show you a great little website I found here. It's called theskylive.com, and it's actually, everything's moving. If you look at this map here, it's actually moving. So I'll zoom in. If I go right in, you can see where Earth is. You'll see that if I zoom in, see how it's moving? So that's live. Okay, so the conjunction we're looking at, you've got Earth, so you're looking from Earth, and you're looking at Saturn and Jupiter. See how close they are when you're looking in that straight line? Obviously the planets aren't that big. So you've got to imagine you're looking from Earth and you're looking at the planets like that. Right? That's the conjunction we're looking at. So it's hard to control. Also we got Mars, just about, where is it? There's Mars there. So that's in the east, high in the east. It's nearly above your head at the moment. It's because it's moving all the time. It's nearly above your head. But you look to the east and straight up. Okay. So yeah, there you go. That's a conjunction. There's proof that it's happening. Right there. And that'll be the Bethlehem star. Right on time for Christmas. How about that? So there you have it. We have the Bethlehem star lining up as I just showed you. So we got a view of Mars there. It's not the best quality because it is very hard to film stars unless you're a professional. I'm not a professional star photographer, but I did my best there to show you Mars. I went to go look at Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, but there hasn't been a cloud in the sky all day. And then as soon as it started to appear, clouds started to appear, and it was covered. So we missed out on that one. I'll show you as best I can as soon as it's clear, hopefully tomorrow night. So I'll let you have a look at that. So looking at the solar system, you can see that it's all lining up, isn't it? It's in live time. You can see it happening. May not look so significant on a screen like that, but it is. It's significant. So there you go. There's the real deal right there. So you can see I'm not talking nonsense. Okay, I'll just touch on a few more things about what's happening right now. Sorry if I stumble around again, guys. I'm just getting used to this talking to a camera and looking at yourself. It's a little bit alien, so to speak. But we'll get used to it. So there was a few points, like I was going to touch on who we think the Antichrist is and the false prophet and the image in the temple that should not be there. And also the number 23. I found that quite interesting. So I'll quickly go over these things then. All right, we'll quickly go over it. We've got the false prophet. I used to think the Pope in the Vatican. But we're talking about a prophet. And we could go either way here. We could say a prophet. I mean, ISLAM, they like to refer to their prophet all the time, don't they? Maybe it's got something to do with that. We've got the Antichrist. Upside down Christ. Everything's anti. That'd have to be Satan. Also the image, I believe, is Satan. And then we've got the red dragon. Pretty sure it's China. We've got the number 23. In all the movies, Hollywood movies, 23. Now 23. We've got the conjunction on the 21st, as I said. And then on the 14th, we've got the eclipse. And then the number 23 keeps coming up. I got reminded today that I'd been in my relationship for 23 years. And just out of interest, because the number 23 came up, just out of interest, I decided to look up the meaning of 23 on Google to see what Google has to say about 23. First thing that came up in big letters was it's the number of death. Wow. Number of death. It doesn't sound good. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel for us. So why are they putting 23 in all the movies? I mean, I heard it was the number of also plutonium, which is, nuclear. So that's something of interest, isn't it? 23. And then, I showed you before earlier on that the sun was going down today, where I am, 6:36. Interesting. So yeah, there's some more things for us to think about there. I don't like to give definite answers because we know when it happens, don't we? We know when it happens. Ministry Revealed was saying how he was talking about Jared Kushner today or yesterday. He's talking about Jared Kushner was possibly the Antichrist. So, I mean, Satan possesses the Antichrist. So, could it be Jared Kushner? Trump's still scaring the hell out of me. It's all kind of scaring the hell out of me, really, all that stuff. Try not to have fear, though, of course. And there was one little story I wanted to go over. I found it really quite interesting. I've been listening to a lot of the Beatles. And I mean, I was always kind of a Beatles fan, but I really am now. I find their story quite interesting because you've got a John and a Paul, and a lot of comments that they both made. Paul was always more about life and positivity, and John was always talking about death and God. I found that very interesting. Anyway, I've got the T-shirt on. You can see there's John Lennon. Now, you can see the city that also he loved, which was New York, where he tragically lost his life to a man who thought he was hearing voices, obviously, and he thought he was doing the work of God by taking out John Lennon. And the world lost a very beautiful person, if you ask me. And the reason I'm talking about John Lennon in particular is because he, throughout his career, he would say a lot of things to upset people, and it was like he had a very powerful voice. Like everything he said, it was listened to. It was taken into account. Everything John Lennon said. So he even wrote a song called God, where he went as far as to say that he didn't believe in Jesus or the Bible, but you've got to remember in the song he also said he didn't believe in a lot of things, like Elvis, and didn't believe in the Beatles, and he didn't. So basically, he was having a rant about all the things he doesn't believe in, and he just believed in himself. Which at the time when I heard that song, I thought, oh, it's very dangerous thinking, John. But I'll show you another thing on my T-shirt here. So you can see he's in the city he loves, where he tragically lost his life. But look around his neck. Can you see that? Now, John was a very intelligent man, as you can hear throughout his music and his lyrics and his interviews. He was a very clued on, very thought-provoking, very intelligent, astute human being. So he was sort of running from the traditional God, Christ, that you're taught in an institutional sense. He was running to try and find God in the world. And he was afforded the money and the time to travel and see the world and understand it. And he tried a bit of, he went to India and he tried a bit of that. He said it was all rubbish in the end because the guy would claim to be magic and all this, and they went to check him out and they said, no, he's just like everyone else. Rightfully so. And he was basically always thinking about what is life. And look what happened to him in the end. He came to Christ. It's in his diaries, by the way. His private diaries, he wrote that he did come to Christ and did fear God. Hopefully he's with the Lord. So I guess my point with the story is with John Lennon is don't judge people that they don't believe in God. You never know what's going on with somebody. You never know what's going on in their head. When they walk around all day, when they talk to people, when they meet new people, you never know, because we can all be guilty of like categorizing somebody, but you never know. In somebody's private life, they're very close to the Lord, and who are we to judge them? Maybe they do talk to God, but they don't want to let you know. So I just find that interesting. He had the money, he had the time to find whatever he liked in this world. Once he spoke about how much stuff he had, how much wealth and material possessions he had. And it's funny, in the end, he really didn't care about all that stuff. It was just, I want to know the truth. And that was the beauty of John Lennon. He was honest. No matter if it was good or bad, it was honest. Honesty. It was truth. Even if it was his truth in some senses. So let's hope there's more than meets our eye of people who are going to escape all these things that will come to pass. All. Not some, not half. All these things that come to pass. So let's keep looking up. Let's keep looking and staying awake. I'm tired. I'm going grayer by the day. But we're going to get there. We run the race. We run the good race, don't we? That saying actually in the Bible, running the good race, there's a lot of references to Mercury, the planet. It's always thought of as the fast runner, the messenger. I mean, you could look at the ancient Greek, the ancient Roman, Persian meanings of Mercury. But who was there first, yeah? Who named it first? They were put up there for signs and for seasons. So, they're our markers. Now, Ministry Revealed, great channel, check it out. But I did find him sort of dismissing what's going on in the heavens. He seems to think it's not important. Love the guy. He's a great speaker. I'll still watch his channel. It's like if you watch Gene Kim. Great teacher. Very intelligent man. Very intelligent. But he's also not looking at these. He thinks it's interesting, but it's nothing worth looking at. I'm like, how could you think that's not interesting? What's going on up there? I mean, he talks about how powerful God is and how infinite, and he's a creator of us all and everything, and he's in charge of everything. But I guess they fall into the thinking that we're relying just on that. And I think we're not. We're getting bits and pieces from everywhere, aren't we? Putting it all together. Not ignoring things. We can't ignore things. And also what I'm finding dangerous is if there's new understandings and it makes complete sense, you'll get pastors who will... Just the idea of a pastor just really gets me. Someone who teaches the word, but we're learning new things all the time. So, and they're not changing their thinking. They're just... You've got to take in the new stuff for the new understanding. And it's all being revealed in its time, in its perfect timing. I don't know how anyone could stay on the one stubborn way of thinking and continue to be confused in a sense, but say they're not, but they're confused. It's confusing to the listener, it's confusing to the student. So you must do your own due diligence, your own study. You'll be fine. We'll stick with each other. This is not over. It's not game, set, match just yet. We've got to understand. We've got to keep looking properly. I mean, it's like we can't rest right now. We can't rest. There's just too much going on. You should just go, yep, I'm saved. I don't care anymore. Go back to sleep. Stay awake, guys. Hopefully I can film Jupiter and Saturn tomorrow evening. Give you a good look at it. check out that live solar system page. It's great. Really gives you a good insight into our solar system, and it's a big clock. Look at it. It's like a clock. And eventually that clock is going to reach a certain point, isn't it? And then it's a clock. It's timing something. There's so many meanings to the fact that it's a clock, and then you look on the surface of the planets, they're telling you a story. There's a combination of the planets and the constellations telling you the gospel in the stars. Even if they burn, learn the Mazzaroth, guys, because even if they burn every Bible, ban every internet site, there it is. There it is. They're quite busy up there, aren't they? Anyway, it was good speaking to you again, and me and John, we're going to go have some dinner now, aren't we, John? Oh, yes. Sorry. I'm actually quite a silly person when I want to be. Just I like to give this kind of subject a bit more respect, though, so I'm not joking around too much at the moment. But that'll do it. So we will catch up either down here or up there. See you soon. God bless. Thanks for watching.